As we approach the season this year, we're just a couple weeks away, and I want to wish you all the best of luck. A couple things that we're going to discuss first and foremost today is pitching. I've been lucky enough to play 13 years of professional baseball, and my forte is pitching. Probably the first thing we want to talk about is gripping the baseball. Okay, there's a lot of different ways we can grip the baseball, but for little leaguers, what we like to do is we like to work with a four-seam grip. The reason we want to go with a four-seam grip is that, as you can see, with a four-seam grip, you're going to have four seams cutting through the wind. Okay, it's going to give you a straighter line. It's going to be able to allow you to throw the ball more accurately. The most important thing that you guys can do is learn how to throw strikes and throw strikes consistently. There's no need for a kid that's 11 or 12 years old to have 4 pitches. It's hard enough for me at 30 to control 3 of them, much less 4 or 5 at the age of 12 or 11. It's very important when you're young to really learn what your direction of your front shoulder and your front hip should do from your balance point. It should drive out towards your target. Once we land, we want to rotate. Glove side stays intact, hand inside the baseball, and from there we want to release and drive over our front knee. Guys, at your age, if you can accomplish that and throw strikes consistently, as you get older, you're going to give yourself an opportunity to be successful. All right, guys, welcome back to part 2 of our segment leading into the Little League season. As we approach this week, we want to talk about fielding, proper footwork, and hand coordination. First of all, what we want to talk about is we want to talk about our feet. Okay, we want our feet to be shoulder width apart. We want to have our weight on the balls of our feet in a good athletic position, kind of like if you're guarding a guy in basketball. Second part is we want to keep our hand out in front. Okay, guys, we never want to field the ball back. We want to field the ball out in front, so if there's a bad hop, we can keep it in front of us. When you're fielding the ball, okay, as a left-hander, my first movement is going to be with my right foot. So if that ball is there, when I go to field it, I'm going to step with my right, bring my left, and then be down. Okay? Let's do that again. As a right-hander, okay? Same will hold true as a right-hander. You'll be out. You're going to step with your left first. Then your right comes around. Now we got a good base. We channel and funnel that ball in and get our shoulders directed. We want to be athletic, have a little bend in our knees, keep our hand out in front so if there is a bad hop, we can play that ball off our chest and field it. That concludes our part on fielding the baseball. Next thing we want to talk about is catching the baseball. Okay, it's very important in the game. We've got to be able to catch it, and we've got to be able to throw it. Okay? Growing up, a lot of times when you're young, you know, you're scared of getting hit with the baseball. Scared that it's going to hurt. Well, it will hurt, okay? But the thing about it is when you catch, a lot of times we want to catch right out in front of our face. Okay? If we do that, we're blocking our eyesight with the path of the baseball. Okay? So when you catch, if you're left-handed, for me, I just catch out on my right side. Okay? So if the ball's coming in, I step towards it with my front foot, and I catch it right off my right shoulder. Okay? Now, once you catch that ball, guys, you want to cradle it. Okay? Too many times kids, when they catch the ball, they squeeze their glove. You don't have to squeeze your glove this hard. You want to cradle that ball. Okay? Only thing you're wanting to do is direct that ball out of your glove and into your hand. If you're in the outfield, there's a fly ball that is hit. We always want to catch the ball up and with 2 hands, okay? So if the ball's hit to my left side, I'm going to step with my left, let the ball come down, and catch it, either on your left hand or on your right-hand side or on your left-hand side. That way your glove is not deflecting the path of the baseball. Thank you, guys. We look forward to talking to you again next week. Hi, and welcome back to another segment of Drills and Skills with Tim Adkins. This week's segment will be covered by guest instructor Jason Holmes as we cover cutoffs and relays.
All right, today we're going to talk about relays and cutman from the outfield. The most important thing when throwing from the outfield is we want to have a 4-seam grip on the baseball. Second thing that's important is we want our momentum moving towards our cut guy. The third thing is we want to hit the cut guy glove side, shoulder high. Glove side, shoulder high with the relay. We're going to demonstrate it right here, how to make a proper relay throw with our outfielders. Mason's going to go back and field the ball, grabbing at 4 seams, hit his cut guy, glove side, shoulder high. One very important thing that all infielders must remember when they're relay men is the common mistake that little leaguers and some high schoolers make is that when the ball's thrown, instead of turning as the ball comes in, that way they're in throwing position, they stand, catch the ball, and then turn.
Hi, welcome back for another segment of Skills and Drills. I'm Tim Adkins, and today we're going to go over hitting. First thing we want to talk about our head. okay? At all times, we want to keep our head between our shoulders and at the point of contact, okay? Next thing with our hands, we just want to have our hands comfortable, okay? We want to have a good base, okay? And we want to be comfortable and athletic in our swing. When we start our swing, we want to have a little bit of a trigger. We want to be able to trigger and get our weight back, okay? Now, from this point right here, the one thing we want to really concentrate on doing is keeping our hands inside the baseball, okay? The reason we want to do that is that's going to get our bat head to the point of contact a little quicker, okay? Now, as you can see, at the point of contact, when I'm here, my back hip is lined up with the bat, okay? Or my back hip is lined up to my pitcher, and my back foot is lined up to my pitcher. If your players are getting into this position, this is a weak position, okay? We want to keep our hands and bat on top of the baseball. Once we get to this point right here, we just want to finish our swing off. Too many times kids think that at the point of contact that their swing is done. Actually, at the point of contact is where our swing is going to begin. We want to try to keep our hands through the baseball as long as we can, so that when we finish, we have more of the bat going through fair territory as opposed to our bat coming through foul territory. Hi, and welcome back to another segment of Drills and Skills with Tim Adkins. Today's segment comes from Huntington High, and our guest will be Adam Yeager. Today's segment, we want to talk about footwork and double plays at second base. The first thing we want to do is when Adam goes to receive the ball, he's going to have his feet, go ahead Adam, get your feet in, he's going to have his feet in direction to his target, okay? This is going to allow him, after he catches the ball, to have a quicker line to first base, therefore getting the ball to the first baseman a little quicker. Go ahead. As you tell, after he makes his transfer, he's in perfect alignment to first base. This is going to allow him to get the ball out of his hand quicker and hopefully make that double play a little bit faster. There we go. Once Adam catches this ball, he wants to open his hips up a little bit to give him alignment to his second baseman. Therefore, it's going to give the second baseman a better angle to see the ball traveling and be able to make his turn to first base a little quicker. Hi, welcome back to another segment of Drills and Skills with Tim Adkins. Today's segment will be on rundowns. Today's guest instructor will be Jason Holmes from Cabell Midland.
First thing when we're doing a rundown is we want to get the baseball out of the glove and get it up to where we can be ready to throw the baseball. The second thing is we do not want to pump fake the ball, because this may throw the timing off of the fielder that we're trying to throw the ball to. Third, we want to run the guy back to the base that he came from. And finally, we want to dictate him and not let him dictate us. Also, in doing a rundown, it's very important to remember that once we throw the baseball to the fielder, we want to make sure that we peel out and away. That way we do not cause interference with the runner, and we always want to follow our throw.
On the field. Hi, and welcome back to another segment of Drills and Skills with Tim Adkins. Today's segment, we want to talk about tricks of the trade, or things that we can do while we're on the mound to help throw strikes more efficiently. First thing I want to do when I start is I want to make sure I keep my shoulders squared up to my target, okay? From there, my next tip or my next key is to when I get to my balance point. Okay, now for my balance point, there's two things I'm thinking about doing. Thinking about keeping my front shoulder on my target, and then when my leg drops to go towards my target, my hand gets up. As you can tell now, my hand's in a position to where as I rotate my body, I can get my hand out in front and throw strikes more consistently. Once we get to this position, we just finish it off and become a fielder and be in an athletic position. This concludes our segments of Drills and Skills. We hope that you found them informative and never throw away an opportunity to learn something while you're on the ball field.